Hello, welcome to another Gdevelop tips and tricks videos. I'm Eldar Duil. In this video, I'm going to show 3D Raycast and how to use 3D Raycast to open and close doors. So I have a test scene here. This is from first person template. So first thing first, I'm going to add 3D Raycast extension. We install it. Then the next thing I'm going to do to put all those door objects into a object group. Let's open the object group panel. Let's put this here. So let's create a new scene group. Let's call this doors. Then let's all our doors into this group. Let's say create. And it's going to open this variable window automatically. So while I'm here, I'm going to add a variable called is opened. Let's make this a Boolean variable and let's set it to false. So now let's go to our events. Let's create a new event group. Let's call this doors. Now, first we need an interaction key. Let's say key pressed E. Let's trigger this once. So it will not gonna fire up if the player holds the key down. So, and I pressed, while this is selected, I pressed Shift D to create a automatically sub event. So let's create our raycast. So what I am looking, raycast 3D, raycast from camera center. Because it's the first person game, so it will make sense to shoot our rays from the camera center. But here what I'm going to choose the object group called doors. Let's say 200 pixels away. So every time I press E, it's going to shoot a ray. And if it hits doors, which the object group that we created, something is going to happen. So let's return to our scene. Then we need to add tween in all of those objects, because we're going to tween the angle of the 3D model. So it's going to be, so we can achieve the animation of opening and closing. So I added all of it. I also here have the variable called is opened. So now what I'm going to do is come here, make sure you choose the object groups called doors. Let's say tween angle, tween object angle. So door, let's say open the door. Okay, let's make it more readable. So here is the crucial point. First, we need to get the angle of the door that we're gonna try to open. So I'm gonna write doors. I'm gonna choose the object group doors, angle. Then I'm gonna add 45 linear in 1 second. So when I come here to preview the game, let's wait a little bit to fire up. So when I come here, as you can see, the doors are opening. But we don't have any closing events. So as long as I press the E, those are gonna keep move 45 degree. So, so I'm gonna create a sub event under the raycast. So I'm gonna check. I go to the object group and check variable. Object variable value is opened. If it's false, yes. So that means the object is not opened. So in this case, our doors is not opened. So I'm going to carry this here. While we are here, we can do the opposite one. I'm going to copy this event and paste it. Control C, Control V. And I'm going to do it. If it's true, I'm going to do minus 45. So it can close. So I came here. Nothing is happening. Why? Because I need to change the variable. After the door opens, we need to change the variable. So we also need to add an action to change the object variable to toggle the Boolean variable that we created. So, but if I put it here under it, it's gonna be fired immediately and it's gonna create problems. So to do that, be able to do that properly, we need to do some clever event system. So I'm gonna go here, select this, and I'm gonna do Shift A to create an event under it. So I also need to change this tween identifier to close the door. So because we're gonna use those tween identifiers to fire another action. So I'm gonna come here, tween finished playing. I'm gonna choose open the door. When we open the door is finished playing, I'm gonna change the variable. Variable is opened to true. And another crucial point here, I need to delete the tween, remove, tween remove a tween. Tween identifier, open the door. I'm gonna carry this up. So this thing is very crucial, or else if you don't do this, the open the door is not gonna properly work. So I'm gonna copy this, paste this, and I'm gonna change here to close the door. Then I'm gonna choose here also again, close the door. Then I'm gonna set the is opened to false. So when we press our E key, we're gonna shoot a ray from the camera center, and if the variable of the door in any door in that object group called doors is opened, if it's false, is opened variable is false, we're gonna move 45 degree. We're gonna rotate 45 degree, and if it's true, we're gonna rotate minus 45 degree. So what we are doing here is after this tween finishes, so our door is completely opened, we're gonna change the variable. So next time this condition and actions are gonna fire. So let's see it in action. So I come here, press E, it's opened. Press E, it closes. Press E, it's opened. But with this event, there is a one problem that you need to solve. If a user spams the E, as you can see, I'm constantly spamming the E, the door continues to open. So why? Because we don't check if the door is opening or closing at that moment. So one way to fix that is add another variable in the object group. Let's say is moving. You can say is opening or something like that, but to be able to distinguish it, I choose is moving. So I'm going to make this Boolean variable and leave it as false. So I'm going to go here. When the door is opening, I'm going to change that variable to true. Is moving true. Then I'm going to come here, copy this, because while the door is closing, it's also moving. The door is also moving. So we also edit here, because when the rotation of the door finishes, the door is not going to move. So I'm going to take this here to set it false. By the way, I'm copying those while holding control. I'm bringing here while holding control and leaving it. So it's copies. Set to false. So we are also giving in our event system, telling in our event system that when the door is moving and when it's stopped moving. So while we done that, now we need to prevent player to spam E key. I mean, the player is going to spam the E key every time the player press the E key. The raycast is going to happen. But sub events of the raycast is not going to be fired. So how to achieve that? We're going to add here variable, object variable value. I'm going to the doors object group. Variable is moving. If it's moving, false. So if it's true, after if it's true, this raycast is not going to happen. So let's see it right now. So opening and closing. Let's open all our doors. So now I'm going to spam the E key. As you can see, it just opens and closes. Even if I spam, it's not going to rotate uncontrollably. So now I'm going to redone it. That's it for the opening and closing doors. But the problem is with that, those doors do nothing because it doesn't prevent player to pass it. So I'm going to show you one tip about that, because our door's origin point is at the corner. That's why they are opening like a door instead of from the center. So let's go to our models. So here, uh, center point is model origin point is model origin. It should be like this for the doors. And if I put this in an object center for our door one, as you can see, it's already moved. And as you can see, it's opening and closing wrongly. So we need to keep this at the model origin. But the problem is with that, when we add 3D physics behavior, physics It's going to be kinematic. So I'm going to add in all of them 3D physics engine, kinematic, 3D physics engine, and kinematic. So now, as you can see, our doors are here. It opens and closes normally when I press E. But the problem is the collision box is not proper. Why? Because the 3D physics behavior using the model origin. If I want it to be perfectly fitted, I need to select the object center. But in this case, when I choose the object center, my doors are not going to rotate properly. So what we can do, let's first see our doors dimensions. This is the width. So how wide is our door is 43 pixel. So I'm going to go here under the physics 3D behavior properties. I go here and on the x-axis, I'm going to offset this by minus 22. That will be okay. So I need to do this for each of them. Minus 22. And this door is 41. So yeah, 41. So let's give it a 20, minus 20. So now our collision box is gonna be perfect. So I can see inside the door. So I can open it and slide in and close it, and I can't get inside. And I can move in, as you can see. I can move in. And because the doors are so close to each other, the character doesn't fit. But you get the idea. So, like this. So I can get in. Now I can. Well, now we successfully managed to do our events, how to set them up, and we learned how to properly fix our collision mask by offsetting it on the half of the width of the 3D model. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, please like and subscribe, and see you on the next video.